because when I started in Ethicon, I worked first in our handheld business and ultrasonic technology. There was this strange movement that started to occur before we announced what was going on with Verb Surgical, where a lot of our technical heavy hitters, the fellows, folks like that, were starting to move to this other building because we had multiple buildings and they were kind of being, ring looped together. And eventually I ended up in there because they needed a new college hire. So I snuck my way into robotics and then they closed the door to other new college hires later. So I was the only one to ride that wave from design into robotics controls into systems engineering, which was fantastic. So it's the 16th engineer in that space. And it was really apparent that we knew laparoscopic surgery incredibly well. We knew stapling,
Yes.
we knew energy devices. But I think there was a strange audacity that we could immediately move into robotics and see success at it. And then fast forward 10 years later, we're finally doing it in humans. I'm really excited to see where the platform lands. But I remember probably in the first couple months, I stumbled upon a TED talk by, what's her name? Catherine Moore, I think is her last
Yeah.
name from
Yeah.
Intuitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like a TED talk she had done 6 or 8 years prior that was showing the single port, but it was like very developmental. But she
Yeah.
was also showing like early ICG and the ability to like visualize things happening inside the body and to be able to pinpoint this. And I was looking at what we were building towards, and I was like, I feel like we're worlds behind wherever Intuitive's going. Like I was a little bit ignorant and naive to just how much power Intuitive had in this market, just building decade after decade in these spaces. So it's really exciting to see how larger strategics are actually trying to meet that standard or go beyond it with a different OR footprint or different differentiated tools. But it is there's been, I think, multiple seasons of humbling within Johnson and Johnson as they've
It's
stepped into these spaces.
well, I think there's a couple of problems that happen. One of the problems is that engineers often benchmark on the wrong thing. So I
Mm.
know that a lot of the companies, would say, well, we've got a robot and we're looking at it, and they'd have like not even the SI, they'd have the S, which was the original with
Mhm.
three arms or whatever. And you go, but that's not what's in the operating room today. And the
Yeah.
engineers were looking at things like the performance characteristics of that robot for latency and lag and movement and unintended motion and all those things. And they're like 3 generations out. So one of the other things that I think is humbling, people had in their mind a lot of what I would call almost memes about the robots. And some of it was from the performance characteristics of the robots they were looking at. And a lot of it came because the surgeons who wanted to talk to them were upset with Intuitive for whatever reason.